How many times has fear prevented you from moving forward? How many opportunities have been lost due to this paralyzing sensation that makes us fear the unknown? It's common to cling to routine, to what's known, out of fear of the unfamiliar, but is it worth it? Are we not wasting our lives because of this invisible enemy? It's time to change this story. It's time to face fear and discover all the potential that exists within us. It's time to be reborn, just like the person in the story who realized too late the gravity of their situation, but managed to find a new strength within to move forward. Don't let fear stop you from living fully. Join us on this journey of discovery and overcome your fears. Once upon a time, there was a person who lived in constant fear. They were afraid of the new, afraid to leave their comfort zone, afraid to try new things and fail. This fear kept them trapped in a monotonous routine where everything seemed the same day after day. The fear was so great that the person didn't even allow themselves to dream. They convinced themselves that they wouldn't be able to achieve their goals and that it was better not to try than to risk failing. And so, fear became an insurmountable obstacle in their path. So they lived in constant fear and felt as if they were trapped in a dark cell, where there was no light, color, or life. They became accustomed to this darkness and believed that this was their destiny. But in reality, fear had become a habit, a pattern of behavior that kept them imprisoned. They knew they needed to change, to break this pattern, but didn't know how. Fear paralyzed them, and they couldn't take the first step. And so, the days passed without anything changing. It was then that they realized that fear wasn't something outside of them, but rather something that was a part of who they were. They realized that fear was a natural emotion, a part of life, and that it could be controlled. The problem was that no matter how hard she tried to evade fear, it always lingered around. It trailed her every step, limiting her choices and hindering her from living to the fullest. It took a tragedy for her to realize the gravity of her situation. She lost someone she loved dearly, and it made her reflect on her own life. She realized that she had wasted years living in fear and that she needed to change. She plunged into an indescribable pain, feeling lost and alone. Grief tormented her, making her reconsider everything she had done until that moment. She reviewed all her choices and realized that many were made out of fear. Fear of failure, fear of making mistakes, fear of taking risks. But now, in the face of irreparable loss, she understood that her biggest mistake was allowing fear to dominate her life. Fear prevented her from trying new things, pursuing her dreams, and reaching her goals. She bitterly regretted wasting so much time because of this paralyzing feeling. The tragedy was a painful wake-up call, but also an opportunity to start anew. From that moment on, she decided to confront fear head-on and no longer allow it to control her life. She began to challenge herself, take risks, and pursue her dreams with determination and courage. From that moment on, she resolved to face fear head-on. She decided to try new things, step out of her comfort zone, and take more risks. And even though she still felt afraid, she didn't let it stop her from moving forward. And so, she discovered that fear is not an enemy to be feared but rather a challenge to be overcome. She understood that fear can be a source of motivation, a force that drives a person to break away from monotony and seek new horizons. It was a painful transformation, but a necessary one. She was reborn, like a phoenix rising from the ashes. She found a new strength within herself, a resilience she didn't know she possessed. With courage, she confronted her fears and moved forward, leaving behind the monotonous life she once led. And she learned that fear is just an obstacle that can be overcome. Life is too short to waste on it. Now, she is stronger, more determined, and more confident in herself. Ready to face any challenge that life presents her with. If you feel trapped by fear, know that you are not alone. Many of us have experienced this overwhelming sensation that prevents us from moving forward. But, as the person in this sad story discovered, fear is not a life sentence. It is an opportunity for growth and overcoming. Do not let fear control your life, preventing you from achieving your goals and dreams. Always remember that it is possible to overcome it and find a new strength within yourself. Look at the person in this story who went through a tragedy but was able to reinvent herself. She discovered her own courage and became stronger, more resilient, and more confident. Believe in yourself and move forward, facing your fears. Find your own inner strength and discover your full potential. Do not let fear stop you from living fully, from achieving happiness and personal fulfillment. Life is too short to waste it on fear. Overcome it and discover the joy of living without limitations. I hope you've been touched by this message. That its words have found a place in your heart. That it has brought light to a dark day. And hope for an uncertain tomorrow. May you have found the courage to face your fears. And the strength to overcome your difficulties. May you have found love in a world full of hate. And compassion in a world full of indifference. May this message have inspired you to do more. To be more, to give more. To be the change you wish to see in the world. And to help create a better place for all of us. That's why I ask you to subscribe to our channel. To leave a like and share with those you love. So we can spread this message even further. And together, make a better world. Thank you for watching and being part of this journey. Where hope is our guide. And love is our final destination. May we walk together, side by side. And leave a better world for those who come after us.